So, ladies and gentlemen, day 8 cross-examination has come to a close for Johnny Depp, and now his team has taken over and essentially following up with what the cross-examination had started to state. Now, it did look like Team Amber Heard, or Amber Heard's team, should I say, had the upper hand at some points here and there. I will say, though, Johnny Depp's team has done a very, very good job today of objections. They seem to have really been on the ball. Their objections have just utterly been fantastic. And Amber Heard's team, the entire premise of their argument is essentially just to state that, Johnny Depp was drunk, caused mental and verbal abuse, and therefore he cannot possibly defame, Amber Heard can't possibly defame him because it's all true. Essentially, that's been the argument. But this is an interesting excerpt from essentially Johnny Depp's team leading on and trying to clarify bits and pieces for the jury. And it's quite heartbreaking. Obviously, if you have watched this trial, you'll know Johnny Depp's past, his history with his mother and his father, and the physical, mental, and emotional abuse that he suffered at the hands of his mother. And Amber Heard knew all of that unequivocally, and he states it here. And essentially he was a victim, as stated here anyway, of mental abuse by Amber Heard, because she knew his past, and as he states himself, she knew what buttons to press. Which is kind of what I always suspected. And obviously we don't know this for a fact yet. This is all hearsay, as they have liked to have said in court. But I'll leave you with a clip. If you enjoy the updates, hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Take care.
Shown on your cross-examination. And directing your attention to the text message at the top of the page from May 30th, 2014. Do you recognize this text message you sent to Paul Bettany?
Yes, I do.
And could you please describe to the jury what you are conveying to Mr. Bettany in this message?
This again is, I suppose, an example of the way that I write and express myself. That is to say, you stretch your situation out to give him the understanding that you're drowning, essentially. So everything that I say here is, in fact, an impossibility for the human body. I would have been, well, I would have certainly at least had to be rushed to the hospital for a stomach pump. There's a line here that, if you don't mind, I say that when I say I'm done, I am admittedly too fucked in the head to spray my rage at the one I love, for little reason as well. I'm too old to be that guy, but pills are fine. The pills that were referenced were the pills that that I was coming off of, and they were the only thing that could give me some semblance of the same numbing effect that I searched for as a child with my mother. And saying that I was too messed up in the head was, it's kind of like if you've been told since you were a child that everything you do is wrong, and that I shouldn't have even been alive, or whatever, joyous little treats that my then very sick, very ill mother brought to me. Ms. Heard was well aware of my past, my childhood, therefore was very adept at knowing exactly which buttons to push. So at this point, I mean, I felt like, well, I was that little boy again in my head, like, I guess I am incapable of doing anything right. I guess I will never be happy. I guess that this is who I am. I can't get along with this person. But it's confusion, you know. It's nothing that you can. It's nothing that anyone could sustain for any length of time. It's nothing that anyone should have to sustain for any length of time when you're being demeaned, berated, judged, and treated like a lesser animal. I'm treated as if I'm only surrounded by yes men, and that I'm a bad father, and that these things were endless. They were endless, and there was no call for them. It's hard to understand why someone that is supposed to love you could be that cruel. And there's also times where you just say, okay, I'm gonna try to not have I won't fall for the argument. I won't participate in the argument. Because I knew where it would go, into her circular pattern of psychological abuse.